Oh, what have we got here? Hello folks, it's Rich here, a novice noisemaker, the guy who likes guitars but can't play them. But that doesn't really matter, does it? You've got to do something with your time in your life and you've got to enjoy something. So, I've had 40 Harley Bentons up until this one, which is 41. I've had a TE-20, TE-30, TE-52, TE-62, TE-25th and 25th anniversary. And this is the first time I've had the double bound version. Now, I thought about getting one of these a while ago, but didn't. Now I have. I just bought the second hand today for £80. They're 137 new. This is a Lake Placid blue. This is a real change of direction for me on colour. I'm not a blue. I had a blue guitar. Yeah, I had a Pelham blue Epiphone, but I'm not really a blue kind of man. But this blue's lovely. This light won't do it justice. Probably should have done the video during the day. Well, even then it won't. Not very good light in this room. It's sparkly. Have a look at another video from someone else's. It's sparkly. It's lovely. And the binding is like ivory coloured, which is nice. White pickguard. And it's a laurel fingerboard, which has had a drink. I've had a restring of it today because it was filthy and needed a restring. And actually, as laurel goes, it's not too bad. It sort of looks somewhere between laurel and rosewood. It's got some lighter bits on there, down here, look. It's got this caramelised neck, as Harley Benton call it, which I don't know if that is actually roasted maple, as in has the wood actually been baked and treated, or if they just coloured it. I don't actually know. And I've just been really impressed with it. It's got 8B on the back here, look. It's called a D-shaped neck profile, but whether that's a D or not, that is not too chunky. Nowhere near as chunky as the TE-25th, which is mahoosive compared to this. It's a 12-inch Fradius rep board, and which feels good. Then the frets aren't sharp. There are no sharp frets on this guitar. The nut, I believe, is plastic. So when I change the strings, I'll put a bit of nut sauce on it. Ooh, misses. Now, one thing I'll show you, the headstock shape. Some other people have mentioned this as well, in terms of tele copies. Harley Benton are probably one of the closest to it. And it's not necessarily about just being an exact clone. Obviously, they can't make it exact. It's about the headstock shape being pleasing too, for me. So perhaps because that is pretty close, you know, to the real thing, maybe that makes it more pleasing to the eye. A bit like the Chapmans. Now, the Chapman's obviously reversed, you know, the wrong way around for a lot of people, but the actual shape of it is sort of tele-pleasing. So, yeah, it's not excessively heavy either. I weighed it earlier. This one's 3.2 kilos. I don't know what's that in pounds. 6.5, 7 pounds, is that? Don't know, but it's not, yeah, it's not a tank, because a lot of Harley Bentons are absolute tanks. The TE-52 certainly is. The only gripe on this is these tuners are absolute junk. Maybe it's just this one, I don't know. I put a little community post up earlier and Carsten's made a comment on it because the post, you can get hardly any string down it. Carsten says, just put your string down and wind it, what's the problem? Well, the problem, Carsten, is you can get hardly any string. This one is the worst. It doesn't poke down the post, down the hole. The posts are actually pretty tall on this. They're taller than they are on my Squire Classic Vibe, but there's nowhere for the string to go down. It's literally, this one went down about 1.5 mil. So it just made it a bit more challenging. And they're unbelievably stiff. Some of these are a bit looser, some are stiff. They do not feel good at all. The butterfly string trees stock, as you would expect. So my thoughts are, change the tuners. And other than that, I've had a little play with it, I've plugged it in. And the early signs on the sound as well are really good, really good. The ferrules on the back all fell out when I changed the strings. Not a big deal, I suppose, but I wasn't expecting it, in truth. Let's just plug that in. And where's my favourite pick? There's lots of people who can play guitar well and have demoed these. If not quite in tune, I've literally just changed the string. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Not loud enough either. But the pickups. Now, does anyone follow subscribe to Elmo J. Carla Large and Carla, the Finnish guy, the ponytail, the proper shredder. He can't hardly move that tuner at all. He bought one of these and he's done a really good review on it. Shred the life out of it. He's an Ingwe Malmsteen fan, so plays a lot of Ingwe stuff. And he ended up selling his Fender after it. He said, I don't need it. High praise indeed. Seem quite high output as well. Actually, I can't remember if there's much. It's like acoustic. These are set 10s. It's not that loud acoustically. Knobs are a bit stiff as well. No pun intended. They graduate fairly well. They've probably got little pots in. Not check them. Out tune again, ready? Strings about a stretch. God, these tuners are absolutely awful. They really are. Just a little bit of overdrive. The neck pickup's got a really nice smooth sound to it. Yeah, like I say, lots of people have reviewed these. Snake Oil Pedal, love this. Joyo Dark Flame. Yeah, I think one thing that's surprised me a bit with this, come back here, it's a long video, so I'm sure you're not still here, I'm still here, is how well the pickups take gain, really well. So these are £137 new from Tone at the moment, and my opinion, having had lots of Teles, is that is worth the money. That is worth the money. Some new tuners, good to go. Let me know what you think if you've got one.